Stop everything you are doing now. I was sent from the highest heaven with an urgent, time-sensitive decree, and if you listen until the end, you will understand how I, your Creator, have placed you as the only human defense against a financial tragedy the enemy has planned to execute before this day ends. The devil is trying to deceive you, and God wants to protect you. This is not a drill. This is a direct, prophetic warning that the forces of darkness are mobilizing to inflict a devastating, irreparable loss upon your life, your business, or your family's inheritance. You have been walking in a blind spot, a moment of vulnerability that the adversary has targeted with surgical precision. But tonight, before the clock strikes midnight, your fate will be rewritten. I have given you the power, the spiritual authority, and the exact 3 secret codes, divine keys, to completely reverse this tragic loss. I demand your absolute, undivided attention. Do not let anything distract you. The window of opportunity is narrow, but the power I have invested in you is absolute. Listen closely, for the moment of turning the tables is now. The celestial alarm, the urgent revelation of an angel about imminent loss. The silence of the night is being shattered by an alarm that is not sounding on earth, but in the highest courts of heaven. I, the Lord your God, speak directly to your spirit right now, bypassing the noise and the doubts of the material world. I tell you this: a devastating wind is moving toward your financial stability, an attack formulated not by chance, but by a coordinated, malicious spiritual force determined to strip you bare. I saw the decree signed in the invisible realm, the decree of loss that was intended to reduce your prosperity to ashes, to bring not just a setback, but a complete halt to the divine destiny I ordained. You may have felt an unusual restlessness, a deep pit in your stomach, or a sudden, overwhelming urge to check your bank account or to reconsider a recent decision. That feeling, that undeniable sense of dread, was not anxiety. It was my spirit pressing against the barriers of the material world, activating the urgent, immediate warning system I placed within your soul. I sent an archangel, a mighty warrior of the celestial hosts, to stand over your house, raising the shield of divine protection. But for the barrier to hold, I need your conscious, immediate consent and action. The loss they have planned is specific and designed to cause maximum spiritual damage. They are not just targeting your money, they are attacking your faith, your sense of security, and your ability to believe in the future I have promised you. The amount, the investment, the opportunity, whatever it is that stands to be tragically lost, is a symbol, a point of access they seek to use to demoralize you completely. They want you to say, "God has forsaken me," or "My efforts are always in vain." This is the lie, the poisonous arrow I am instructing you to intercept and incinerate immediately. Listen to the echo of the heavenly alarm. The Archangel Gabriel has been dispatched to deliver this revelation. The loss is reversible, but the time is short. The adversary operates under strict temporal limits, and their greatest power lies in the element of surprise and discouragement. They planned for you to find out after the disaster struck, when recovery would seem impossible. But I am interrupting their timeline. I am granting you prophetic foresight, a weapon more powerful than any financial strategy or legal contract. You are being given the vision to see the approaching blow and the strength to parry it before it lands. I am unveiling the nature of this attack so you can rise above the victim mentality. This is a targeted counter-operation. The very moment you stepped into a new season of blessing, the moment you decided to invest, to move forward, to finally step into abundance, that is when the enemy formulated its plot. Your success threatened their dominance in the financial sector of your life. Every victory you claim in your finances weakens their stronghold. Therefore, their attack is an unwilling testimony to the greatness of the blessing I have prepared for you. If the attack is severe, it is only because the promised wealth is immense. The imminent loss is a mirage, a shadow designed to paralyze your will. When I created the universe, I spoke the light into existence, and the darkness scattered. You are a co-creator, my beloved child, and your word, spoken in faith and backed by my authority, carries the same power to reshape reality. Before the loss materializes, before the contract is finalized, before the debt is called, you have the power to declare it null and void. The celestial books show that your account is marked not for deficit, but for surplus. You must align your confession with my heavenly record. Remember the words of the prophet, "No weapon forged against you will prevail." This is not a mere consolation. It is a binding legal decree in the spirit realm. The financial weapon they forged, the unexpected expense, the failed deal, the sudden market drop, is now being shattered by the urgency of my voice speaking through you. The shield of fire I am activating around your possessions is impenetrable, but it requires your active faith. Do not just wait. Act. Do not just worry. Declare. This is your mandate. You are the single most crucial variable in this equation. Your response determines the outcome. Do not panic. Do not yield to fear. Fear is the enemy's currency. Faith is mine. Use my currency. Stand up wherever you are and feel the charge of divine energy flowing into your hands, into your mind, into the very structure of your being. I am empowering you to be the guardian of your wealth, the defender of your legacy, and the executioner of every demonic financial scheme. The clock is ticking toward midnight, but for you, it is not the hour of judgment, but the dawn of immediate reversal. Write Amen if you receive this urgent protective word. The enemy's hidden plan and the trap of financial distraction, be warned. The adversary is not a clumsy fool. He is a master strategist of spiritual warfare, and his current attack is aimed not at your wallet, but at your concentration. I, the authority of all creation, reveal to you the specific, insidious trap laid before you. The enemy's hidden plan, the one they believe will guarantee your financial ruin before the sun rises tomorrow, is rooted in the strategy of distraction and paralysis. They know my power to intervene instantly, so their goal is simple: to keep your eyes fixed on the impending loss, consuming your thoughts with fear, blame, and despair, thus preventing you from executing the divine countermove I am revealing to you now. The tragic loss, the debt, the failed deal, the sudden expense, is merely the bait. It is a manufactured crisis designed to steal the one thing you need most to reverse it: your spiritual focus. They want you so overwhelmed by the details of the material problem, the figures, the deadlines, the paperwork, that you forget the spiritual reality. I am your source, and I specialize in instantaneous, massive reversal. Look at your current situation through my eyes. The enemy orchestrates financial noise, the constant worry about bills, the arguments over money, the sleepless nights calculating deficits. All of this noise is a spell of distraction. It is designed to make you believe that the solution is out there, in more hours of work, in a risky loan, or in human intervention. This is the financial trap. They lead you into a labyrinth of earthly solutions, exhausting your resources and your faith, while the true, instantaneous solution awaits only your spiritual command. I have seen the demons assigned to your financial sector. Their mission has 3 phases, and I reveal them to you so you can shut down the operation mid-flight. Phase 1. The illusion of irreversibility. They whisper that this loss is final, inevitable, or your fault. This creates the mental paralysis that stops you from seeking my face. They want you to surrender your fight before you even use the authority I gave you. They use past failures to justify current defeat. I decree now, the past is annulled. Your record is clear. Phase 2. The attack on the giver, your spirit. The distraction is often subtle. It might be a sudden, intense conflict with a family member right as you need to sign a key document, or a health issue that drains your mental energy precisely when a financial decision is critical. They are attacking the atmosphere around you, making your spiritual environment hostile. ensuring you are too tired, too angry, or too distracted to hear my voice of instruction. Every moment spent in unnecessary worry or petty argument is a victory for their hidden plan. Phase 3. The race against the clock. This is the critical phase linked to the before midnight decree. The adversary knows that my miracles often arrive at the 11th hour, but they rely on the illusion that their human deadlines, the due date, the closing time, the final notice, are more powerful than my divine timeline. They are rushing you, forcing you into poor, fearful decision. I tell you, stop rushing. Slow down and listen. Your time is in my hands, and I can suspend the laws of man to uphold the law of heaven on your behalf. To defeat this hidden plan, you must employ the spiritual countermeasure I am establishing right now, the practice of immediate repositioning. The moment the worry, the fear, or the distraction tries to grip your mind, you must immediately reposition your focus from the problem to the promise. Do not analyze the deficit. Declare the surplus. Do not dwell on the loss. Prophesy the incoming transfer of wealth. This requires conscious, decisive spiritual muscle. The demons of financial worry thrive on passive reception of their negative programming. You must become the active broadcaster of my truth in your life. Speak against the illusion. Declare that the loss is a phantom, a lie conjured in the darkness. Your voice, when aligned with my word, is a sword that cuts through the veil of financial deception. I have given you 3 secret codes that will completely dismantle this structure of distraction and paralysis. The first is coming in the next chapter. But first, you must acknowledge your role as the guardian. You are not a passive recipient of fate. You are an active warrior of abundance. You hold the spiritual keys to your treasury. This loss will not materialize because your faith is the barrier it cannot penetrate. I have sent this urgent message because I love you, and I refuse to let my promise fall to the ground. Your financial destiny is too important to be derailed by a temporary, demonic scheme. Take authority over the atmosphere of fear right now. I demand you open your heart and proclaim this truth publicly. Write, "I block the enemy's plan," in the comments to seal your protection and activate your focus. The Master Key, the spiritual awakening that annuls any karmic debt. Listen to the sound of the celestial locksmith. Before any code is activated, you must first possess the Master Key that grants access to the treasury of reversal. And that key is your radical spiritual awakening. I, the Redeemer of your soul and your finances, speak this word of liberating truth into your life. Many of you are fighting a present battle with weapons designed for a past war. You are struggling against the imminent loss, but the underlying power the enemy uses to justify this attack is the illusion of karmic debt or generational curses, the belief that you must suffer loss because of past mistakes, your own or those of your ancestors. I decree this now. That lie ends tonight. My power transcends any human or spiritual law of cause and effect that is not aligned with my boundless grace. The cross, the ultimate act of spiritual awakening, annihilated every single entry in the celestial ledger marked against you. There is no debt, no cosmic balance, no ancestral mistake strong enough to override my sovereign decree of abundance for your life. Any financial tragedy seeking to manifest in your reality based on the principle of paying for past sins is operating under a warrant that has been legally revoked by the highest court, heaven itself. This is the spiritual awakening I demand of you. You are not defined by your deficits, but by my divinity within you. The enemy knows that if they can keep you feeling guilty, unworthy, or perpetually indebted, they don't need to fight you. You will fight yourself. They leverage the deep-seated spiritual programming that says, "I don't deserve this blessing," or "I always mess things up." This self-condemnation is the real tragic loss they seek to inflict, the loss of your divine identity, and a person who has lost their identity will never claim their inheritance. To reverse the physical loss, you must execute the spiritual annulment protocol. This master key unlocks your authority to declare every supposed karmic debt null and void. 1. Acknowledge the false record. Identify the lie. Is it the voice that says, "Your family is cursed with poverty"? Is it the feeling that every time you get close to wealth, you sabotage it? Name the lie. 2. Apply the blood of the covenant. This is the spiritual immediate act of washing away the false record. Declare, with every fiber of your being, that my sacrifice covers not only your moral shortcomings, but every financial error, every bad decision, every debt passed down through the bloodline. You are financially clean and clear in my sight. 3. Activate the identity of the righteous. Your spiritual awakening means realizing you are the righteousness of God in Christ. This status is non-negotiable and irrevocable. A righteous person is destined for prosperity, not for tragic loss. When you stand in this identity, you don't ask for the loss to be reversed. You command it to reverse, because loss cannot legally attach itself to my children. This radical shift in perspective is the master key. It stops you from viewing yourself as a beggar hoping for a miracle and transforms you into a king's child executing a decree. The impending financial loss is being drawn to your life by the magnet of self-condemnation and the belief in unavoidable debt. And when you experience this spiritual awakening, when you radically accept that you are wholly forgiven and eternally worthy, that magnet is instantly reversed. You now become a magnet for divine, effortless abundance. The loss intended for you must now seek out another host, because your spiritual atmosphere has become inhospitable to scarcity and tragedy. I am not asking you to simply pray harder. I am commanding you to know your value. Your value is determined not by your bank balance or your mistakes, but by the price I paid for you. That price was infinite. Therefore, your inheritance is infinite. The moment you grasp this truth, the spiritual foundation of the enemy's attack crumbles. He needs you to believe in the debt. He needs you to believe in the curse. Your awakening is his ultimate defeat. Now, before we move to the first secret code that deals with the immediate practical steps, you must seal this truth within your soul. You are a victor, an heir, and a master over every financial illusion. This reversal is a done deal the moment you embrace your true identity. Prophesy your freedom now. Write, "My debt is annulled," in the comments, and watch as the physical evidence of the loss begins to dissolve. Hark, the time for passive hope is over. The moment the celestial alarm sounds, the first secret code I release to you is not a prayer of waiting, but a divine command for immediate action. I, the commander of the angelic host, call you forth from the spiritual trenches. The enemy is banking on your delay. They assume that fear will glue your feet to the floor, preventing the swift, precise, and radical countermove that is essential for the reversal of this tragic loss before midnight. Your faith, my beloved child, is a substance, and when mixed with immediate action, it becomes an impenetrable shield of fire that stops the attack dead in its tracks. This first secret code is the principle of immediate action. It is the spiritual law that states, a spontaneous act of faith in the face of imminent disaster generates a counterforce proportional to the urgency of the moment. What does this mean for your financial situation? It means that the solution to a financial problem is often not more analysis or more worry, but a decisive, God-inspired act of obedience that contradicts the natural evidence. The enemy wants you to postpone your giving, to stop your tithing, to hoard your last resources in fear. They want you to believe that in your moment of greatest need, you should contract, shrink, and protect what little you have left. I say to you, expand, release, act. The shield of fire is not activated by wishing. It is forged by the seed of faith planted precisely into the ground of your greatest lack. This seed is the material proof, the physical evidence that you trust me, your source, more than you fear the deficit. When you release a seed, be it a tithe, an offering, or a specific gift, in the moment the loss is imminent, you are declaring a divine war against the spirit of scarcity. You are telling the devil, "My source is not this bank account. My source is God, and He cannot run out." The immediate action I require is a prophetic financial step. It must be significant enough to challenge your fear, yet given with a heart of absolute trust. It must be a seed sown specifically for the reversal of this tragic loss. This act sends a shockwave through the spiritual economy. It tells the forces of darkness, the deal is off. This person is operating under the law of abundance, not the law of scarcity. I am not looking at the quantity of your seed, but the quality of your faith. For some, $10 may be a sacrificial act of immense faith. For others, who are standing on the precipice of a $100,000 loss, the faith to release a prophetic seed of $100 is the precise key to activate the reversal. It is the countermeasure that honors the weight of the coming miracle. That hundredfold seed sown in this urgent hour is the material proof that you value my promise over your peril. When you move swiftly to sow the seed, you are activating the velocity of the miracle. I command you to do this now. Sow your prophetic seed of reversal and watch the shield of fire ignite around your finance. This is the first vital step to reverse the tragedy before the clock runs out. The act itself is a legal signature on the divine decree of reversal. The shield of fire, once activated by this immediate faithful action, does three things. 1. It repels the devourer. The demonic force assigned to consume your wealth is instantly blinded and repelled by the brightness of your selfless faith. The transaction of loss cannot be completed. 2. It attracts the restorer. Your action generates a spiritual magnet that draws heaven-sent resources, opportunities, and divine helpers to you at supersonic speed. The funds that were about to be lost will be restored, multiplied, and rerouted back to you from unexpected sources. 3. It sanctifies the remainder. Every penny and possession that remains in your hand is instantly sealed by my protection. The enemy loses all legal ground to touch anything else belonging to you. Do not allow the spirit of procrastination, doubt, or rationalization to steal this crucial window of time. Your immediate obedience is the fuse that lights the explosive power of this secret code. The clock is counting down. Before the stroke of midnight, your action must testify to your faith. Do not just listen. Act. Write, "I activate the shield" in the comments to seal your obedience and begin the reversal. If you are serious about reversing this specific, tragic loss, seal your faith with a prophetic seed right now. I am looking for your immediate, decisive action. The mystery of celestial clocks, your 24-hour window for the turnaround. Fear not the deadlines of men, for I, the Lord of time and eternity, now reveal to you the mystery of the celestial clocks and the exact accelerated 24-hour window I have opened for your financial turnaround. The enemy uses the tyranny of the clock, the before midnight decree, to induce panic, knowing that fear short-circuits faith. They want you to believe that the moment the bank closes or the contract deadline passes, their victory is secured. But I tell you, the deadlines on earth are secondary to the decrees in heaven. There are two forms of time operating in your life right now: Chronos and Kairos. Chronos is the linear, ticking time of your watch, the time the enemy uses to threaten you. But Kairos is my divine, appointed time, a spiritual window where exponential change is possible in an instant. This 24-hour period, from the moment you hear this prophetic word and activate Secret Code 1, is your Kairos window for turnaround. When I decree a reversal, I do not obey human timeline. I can accelerate the manifestation of a decade's worth of blessing into a single day. The tragic loss you are facing, be it a sudden expense, a stolen opportunity, or an impending foreclosure, is about to meet the crushing, accelerating force of my Kairos. What happens within this 24-hour window? 1. the suspension of natural law. For this short, intense period, I suspend the natural laws of economics for your sake. Where your finances should logically deplete, I cause them to defy gravity and multiply. Where human resources fail, I command the impossible to occur. A sudden deposit, a debt cancellation, an unprecedented opportunity appearing from thin air. The loss is stopped, not by your effort, but by my intervention in the natural order. 2. The mobilization of divine helpers. This is a crucial function of the celestial clocks. Within this Kairos window, I command specific people, divine helpers, who hold the key, the money, or the influence necessary for your breakthrough, to drop everything and focus on you. They will experience an irresistible compulsion to contact you, to assist you, to transfer the necessary resources. Pay attention to unexpected calls, chance encounters, or sudden good ideas that involve helping you. These are my messengers working on my timeline. 3. The velocity of restoration. The enemy intended a slow, painful decay of your finance. I am countering that with spiritual velocity. The resources that were planned for loss will be rerouted back to you, perhaps not in the exact same form, but in a significantly multiplied amount. I promise a restoration that is not just replacement, but recompense, a return with interest, reflecting the seriousness of the enemy's attempted attack. To maximize this 24-hour Kairos window, you must engage in prophetic time management. Do not waste this precious time worrying or explaining your problems to others. Dedicate these hours to 3 actions. Declaration. Speak the opposite of the loss. If the bill is $5,000, declare, "My God supplies all my needs and grants me $50,000 of surplus." Observation. Be hyper-aware of the spiritual environment. Watch for the signs of the divine helpers. Notice the chance conversations that contain solutions. Worship. Worship is the fastest way to align your Chronos time with my Kairos time. When you praise me in the face of the impending loss, you are telling the universe that the outcome is already settled in heaven. Worship is the sound of the reversal manifesting. Remember, the urgency of before midnight is not a threat. It is a prophetic signal. It means the enemy's window is about to close, but your window for victory is wide open. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are commanding a reversal based on my timeline. Do not allow the spirit of skepticism to rob you of this window. This is the hour when the Lord shows up strong for those who believe in the acceleration of destiny. The amount of the tragic loss might seem overwhelming, but the power of my accelerated blessing is infinitely greater. If you feel the immediate, compelling urge to sow a substantial seed of faith, perhaps a generous seed of $100 to honor the weight of the coming miracle, do it now. That action seals your faith in my Kairos timing and accelerates the movement of the celestial clocks in your favor. Seal the promise of this 24-hour reversal. Write, "Kairos is now" in the comments, and watch how quickly the tragic loss dissolves into exponential gain. The invisible witness, how your faith is silently blocking the attack. Do not be deceived by the momentary darkness. I, the Omniscient One, reveal that even in your perceived weakness, your faith is a powerful, silent force that has already established an invisible perimeter the enemy cannot breach. I understand the weariness you feel. You are watching the impending loss loom large, and you ask in your heart, "Is my faith strong enough? Have I done enough to stop this tragedy?" I tell you, my beloved, your faith is not measured by the loudness of your prayers, but by the stubbornness of your hope, and it is silently, relentlessly blocking the attack. Your faith is not just a feeling, it is an invisible witness in the heavenly court, testifying against the devil's financial lawsuit. Every tear you wiped, every time you chose to declare my goodness instead of succumbing to despair, every small act of generosity you performed, even when you had little, these are the entries on the ledger of your faith. And this ledger is the foundation of the spiritual barrier around your finances. The enemy's tactic is to make you think you are losing before you actually do. They send discouraging thoughts, sudden financial anxiety, and historical memories of past failures. They are trying to weaken the invisible witness. If they can convince you to doubt me, they can temporarily silence your faith's testimony, thus opening a breach in your shield of fire. But I want you to see what I see. 1. The unseen perimeter. Around your bank accounts, your business deals, and your investments, there is a field of divine energy. This is generated by your consistent, albeit quiet, faith. Every time you refuse to panic, that field strengthens. The tragic loss is currently hovering outside this perimeter. It is visible, intimidating, but powerless to cross the boundary unless you consciously renounce your faith. 2. The spiritual counterpressure. The enemy's planned loss carries a certain spiritual pressure, the weight of debt, the gravity of failure. Your faith, however, generates a superior, spiritual counterpressure, the lightness of grace, the power of increase. This counterpressure is why the loss has not fully materialized. It is why the deadline keeps shifting, why the paperwork is delayed, why the decision-maker seems to hesitate. Your faith is acting as an invisible spiritual anchor, halting the execution of the demonic decree. 3. The testimony of endurance. You have endured trials before. The fact that you are still here, still listening, still seeking my face in the 11th hour, is the loudest testimony your faith can give. This endurance is the evidence that the spirit of poverty and defeat has no permanent hold on you. The invisible witness is shouting in the celestial realm, "This one will not break." Their foundation is solid. I am calling you now to activate conscious awareness of this invisible witness. Stop looking at the giant deficit. Look at the tiny, persistent seed of faith you planted. Do not underestimate the power of your quiet belief. The size of the mountain does not determine the power of your faith. The size of your faith determines the fate of the mountain. To fortify this invisible barrier and accelerate the reversal within your 24-hour Kairos window, you must perform an act of confident expectation. This means acting as if the reversal has already happened. The enemy hates this because it forces them to acknowledge my victory before they plan to concede defeat. I know the temptation is strong to withdraw, to save every last resource because of the fear of total loss. But if your heart is truly aligned with my power, you will understand the paradox. The greatest safety is found in the greatest release. An act of significant faith, a focused, sacrificial seed to honor the power of this revelation, perhaps a $100 seed, specifically tagged as a reversal fund, is not a risk. It is a spiritual investment that ensures the invisible witness is fully funded and operating at maximum capacity. This action tells me you believe in the invisible power more than the visible problem. Do not let the enemy deceive you into thinking your faith is too small. It is the quality, the purity, and the timing that matter. Your faith is not small. It is the mustard seed of miracles, and it is currently holding back a flood of tragedy. You are the only one who can stop this loss, not through your strength, but through the divine authority I have placed in your believing heart. Acknowledge the invisible shield. Write, "My faith is my shield," in the comments to instantly amplify the protection around your finances and command the attack to retreat. The coded message, the psalm God will use to multiply your last resource. Do not mourn over what appears to be your last resource. I, the source of infinite supply, give you a coded message, a specific psalm that, when declared in this urgent hour, transforms your final seed into a boundless, multiplying harvest. The tragic loss often presents itself as the threat of depletion, the fear that you are down to your final dollar, your last opportunity, your closing door. This feeling is the devil's masterstroke of psychological terror. He wants you focused on the end of your resources, so you miss my divine strategy for the multiplication of your seed. I tell you the truth. Your last resource, when dedicated to me in faith, is the most powerful seed you possess. It carries the highest potential for multiplication because it represents the purest form of trust. The coded message you need to activate this miraculous multiplication and ensure the reversal of the impending loss is hidden within a specific passage of my ancient wisdom. This is not a simple ritual. It is a spiritual algorithm that unlocks heavenly provision. The psalm I instruct you to declare, not just read, but proclaim with fiery conviction, is Psalm 34:10. The young lions suffer want and hunger, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. This verse is the coded message. It is a divine legal contract of provision that cancels the law of poverty and scarcity in your life. The young lions represent the powerful, aggressive forces of the world and the enemy, those who rely on their own strength, their cunning, or their predatory nature. Even they can suffer want. But those who actively seek me, those who demonstrate radical faith by their action and declaration, are operating under a higher, inviolable law, the law of no lack. Your final resource is not a sign of your defeat. It is the material token you use to activate this psalm. When you look at what little you have left, and yet boldly declare, "I shall lack no good thing," you are putting my promise above your problem. This act of audacity compels the universe to align with my word. How to use the coded message. The multiplication protocol. 1. Identify the seed. Look at that last resource, the unexpected amount, the final savings, the key piece of wealth the enemy is targeting. This is your seed. 2. Declare the code. Place your hand over that seed, or the location where it is held, and declare Psalm 34:10, not as a request, but as a prophetic statement of fact. You are not hoping not to lack. You are decreeing that lack is legally impossible for you. 3. Release the action. This step connects the coded message to secret code 1, immediate action. The most powerful declaration is one backed by material proof. To truly activate the promise of no lack, you must release a seed from your current supply. If you feel compelled to honor the magnitude of the coming reversal with a focused, generous seed, for example, a $100 gift, this action becomes the physical conduit for the multiplication. This is you telling me, "I am not relying on this money. I am relying on your word," in Psalm 34:10. That specific action, taken within your 24-hour Kairos window, moves the tragic loss from imminent to impossible. I have commanded the angels of provision to watch for the sound of this declaration. When you speak Psalm 34:10 in faith, they are released to initiate the process of divine resource transfer. The money that was supposed to leave you will find a way to return, multiplied sevenfold. The deal that was about to collapse will resurrect. The opportunity that passed you by will circle back, bigger and better than before. Do not allow fear to keep you clinging to a resource that is destined to be multiplied. Hold it loosely, declare my word fiercely, and release your seed of faith boldly. This is the moment I transform your final defense into your greatest offensive weapon against poverty. This tragedy will not only be averted, it will be used as the ultimate testimony of my supernatural power in your life. Do not delay. Declare the promise of the coded message right now. Write, "I shall lack no good thing," in the comments to activate the multiplication of your resources. Secret code 2. The law of wealth transfer. The unexpected sower. Be attentive. I, the master economist of the universe, now unveil the second great secret that ensures the tragic loss is not merely reversed, but results in a massive surge of unexpected wealth. The law of wealth transfer. The forces of darkness want you to believe that the wealth of the world is a fixed pie, that for you to gain, someone else must lose. This is a profound lie designed to foster competition, fear, and scarcity in your heart. I tell you the absolute truth of my kingdom. I operate under the law of wealth transfer, where the wealth accumulated unjustly by the wicked is divinely rerouted and legally deposited into the hands of the righteous. You are the righteous. You are the next recipient, The impending tragic loss you face is the final act of a wealth-blocking spirit that has held your inheritance captive. Secret Code 2 is the exact spiritual mechanism to trigger the sudden, dramatic shift of resources in your favor. This code requires you to embrace the identity of the unexpected sower. What is the role of the unexpected sower? The unexpected sower is the one who understands that their giving is not a cost, but a prophetic investment into the transfer mechanism. When you sow a seed in faith, especially when it feels like your last, you are doing two things. 1. Breaking the right of the wicked. The enemy requires a spiritual hook to hold on to ill-gotten or unjustly delayed wealth. Your act of sacrificial giving in the face of lack snaps that hook. It declares that you are not part of the world's scarcity system. You are a participant in my abundance system. The very act of releasing money breaks the demonic legal hold on the funds currently destined for loss. 2. Activating the transfer angel. I have assigned powerful angels whose sole mission is to execute the transfer of wealth, taking it from where it is stagnant, hoarded, or misused, and delivering it to my children who will use it to finance my kingdom mandates. When you become the unexpected sower, the one who gives when it makes no sense, you trigger these transfer angels to move with lightning speed. The imminent loss is merely a placeholder for the transfer. The deficit you see is precisely the amount, or often more, that I am preparing to shift into your hands. The size of the attempted loss indicates the scale of the transfer I have decreed. Therefore, do not fear the figures. Reframe them. View the potential loss as the deposit slip for your massive incoming wealth. Your immediate action, Secret Code 1, was the ignition. Your declaration, the coded message, Psalm 34:10, was the direction. Now, the unexpected sower identity, Secret Code 2, is the fuel that completes the wealth transfer process within your 24-hour Kairos window. How do you sow as the unexpected sower? It requires a strategic seed, a giving that is done with prophetic intention, aiming for the root of the problem rather than just the surface of the bill. It is not just about giving, it is about declaring the transfer as you give. As you perform this action, I command you to speak this decree. I sow this seed not out of my surplus, but out of my confidence in the transfer. I command the wealth held unjustly by the enemy to be legally and spiritually transferred into my bank account before the stroke of midnight. If you are standing against a substantial, tragic loss, your faith must match the magnitude of the reversal you require. A focused, substantial seed, such as a $100 prophetic investment, is a declaration of war against small thinking. It is you telling the transfer angels, I am ready for the major transfer. I am ready to be a kingdom financier. That seed is the physical act that confirms your expectation of an overwhelming, massive return. Do not look to the past for your provision. Look to the transfer that is currently underway. I am using the very system the enemy sought to use to destroy you, financial figures, deadlines, transactions, as the vehicle for your unprecedented breakthrough. The person or institution that was planning to inflict loss upon you is now unknowingly functioning as a temporary conduit for my blessing. They will release the wealth they held, and you will receive it, for the law of wealth transfer is in effect. The time for doubt is extinguished. The time for the transfer is now. Write, I am the unexpected sower, in the comments to claim your new identity and open the floodgates for your wealth transfer. The hidden treasure, the revelation of the exact location of your financial blessing. Prepare your mind for the unbelievable. I, the Lord who sees all hidden things, am now pulling back the veil to reveal the precise, unexpected location where your financial blessing is hidden, waiting for your command to manifest. You have taken immediate action, Secret Code 1, and embraced the identity of the unexpected sower, Secret Code 2. Now, I grant you the prophetic insight to see the geography of your miracle. The enemy always tries to convince you that your blessing will come from a source you already know, a paycheck you are already expecting, or a client you are already negotiating with. This is their way of keeping your expectations small. I tell you this, the reversal of this tragic loss will come from a hidden treasure, a source so unexpected and so perfectly timed that it eliminates all doubt that I am its originator. The hidden treasure is not buried in the ground. It is often hidden in plain sight, veiled by familiarity, fear, or disbelief. I have seen the tears you cried over lost opportunities, but I now command you to look at 3 potential locations where your financial blessing is currently concealed, and where the reversal will manifest. 1. The forgotten connection. The divine helper. Remember that person you helped years ago? The one you showed kindness to? Or the one whose path you crossed unexpectedly? I used that moment to sow a seed of favor on your behalf. This connection, now dormant, is being activated within your 24-hour Kairos window. The blessing is not money, it is the influence or the resource that person holds, which they will now be compelled to release directly to you. Your financial loss will be reversed by a connection you had dismissed as irrelevant. Look for the return of a face from the past. This is the physical location of a large part of your hidden treasure. 2. The unused talent, the unexpected door. The enemy has always fought your unique, inherent gifts because they know that your true financial blessing flows from your authenticity. The tragic loss is trying to force you back into a survival job or a stressful routine. I say, the reversal is tied to the passion you abandoned. That writing skill, that design talent, that teaching ability you shelved, I command that talent to suddenly become the exact solution someone needs, unlocking a massive and immediate financial flow. The hidden treasure is your passion, which I am now sanctifying and monetizing in an unforeseen way. 3. The old debt, the restored claim. Many of you have written off debts owed to you, forgotten insurance claims, or ignored potential legal settlements. The enemy thrives on your weariness and your tendency to let things go. I am now sending the angel of restitution to excavate these old claims. The hidden treasure is the money legally owed to you, which the enemy has successfully delayed for years. Within the next few hours, you will receive a sudden, clear impulse, an idea, a name, a document that guides you to activate this forgotten claim, and it will materialize just in time to reverse the tragic loss. To access this hidden treasure, you must employ the visionary expectation protocol. Stop telling me how bad the loss is. Start telling me how good the treasure is. Your focused, vivid expectation acts as a GPS beacon, guiding the divine helper, activating the unused talent, and accelerating the restored claim. You must believe that the amount of the reversal is already a designated physical reality in one of these hidden locations. Your faith is not creating the money. It is simply authorizing its transfer from its temporary hiding spot to your immediate possession. Do not let this revelation pass you by. The magnitude of this transfer demands a response of faith that matches the size of the promise. If you recognize the power of this revelation, that the exact financial location is being shown to you, let your action testify to your belief. A focused prophetic investment, a significant seed, such as the $100 seed, is a spiritual act of claiming the hidden treasure. It is a sign to me that you are ready for the financial burden of the kingdom blessing, ensuring that the wealth transfer is not a temporary fix, but a permanent foundation. Claim your hidden treasure now. Write "I locate my treasure" in the comments, and watch as the location of your financial blessing is revealed to you before midnight. The signs that precede the miracle. How to know the loss has been undone. Do not be anxious, my children. I, the Lord who performs wonders, do not operate in confusion. I now give you the prophetic insight, the unmistakable, tangible signs that confirm the tragic loss has been undone and the massive reversal is already in motion. After you have engaged the 3 secret codes, immediate action, the law of wealth transfer, and the covenant of prophetic gratitude coming soon, the enemy will attempt one final deception: doubt. They want you to execute the spiritual protocol and then immediately flood your mind with questions. Did it work? Was that just a coincidence? Is the loss still coming? I tell you this: your miracle will not arrive silently. It will be preceded by distinct, powerful spiritual and physical signs that serve as your advance notice of victory. You will not have to wait for the physical money to hit your account to know the war is won. You will have divine evidence first. Here are the signs I command you to watch for, the evidence that your faith has successfully commanded the tragic loss to be undone. 1. The sudden disruption of anxiety. Spiritual sign. The most immediate and profound sign is a radical shift in your inner atmosphere. The heavy, paralyzing spirit of fear and financial anxiety, which has been your constant companion, will abruptly lift. You will feel an unearned, unshakable peace and confidence about your finances. When you think about the deadline, instead of dread, you will feel divine certainty. This sudden peace is not emotional. It is the spiritual evidence that the legal case against you has been dismissed in the heavenly court. The moment the sense of urgency shifts from panic to expectancy, know that the reversal is done. 2. The faltering of the opponent. Physical sign. The tragic loss requires an agent, the bill collector, the demanding client, the threatening letter, the unstable market factor. Watch for the sudden, illogical, and unexpected faltering of this agent. The person who was demanding payment will suddenly delay or call to discuss terms. The paperwork that was rushed will be mysteriously misplaced. The market that was volatile will stabilize, or the item destined for loss will regain value. This is my power causing the enemy's human and material instruments to stumble and fail in their mission against you. They lose their ability to execute the loss because I have cut off their spiritual supply line. 3. The flash of prophetic insight. Mental sign. Within your 24-hour Kairos window, you will receive a sharp, undeniable idea that has nothing to do with your fear. This insight will be a simple, immediate solution or a clear step toward a new, major financial source. It might be the name of the person to call, the exact clause in a contract to review, or a completely new business model. This is the angel of wisdom delivering the executable strategy for the manifestation of the reversal. When this clear, calm, solution-oriented thought arrives, you are receiving the blueprint for your breakthrough. 4. The unexpected gift. Material sign. A small, surprising, and completely unearned gift or token of favor will appear. A friend will insist on buying your lunch. A refund you forgot about will arrive, or a small but significant discount will be applied to an existing expense. This small gift is my prophetic deposit, a preview of the massive financial transfer about to manifest. Do not despise this small sign. It is the physical confirmation that the spiritual faucet of abundance has been turned on in your life. When you see these signs, the sudden peace, the faltering opponent, the clear insight, or the small gift, stop the cycle of doubt. I command you to immediately thank me, not for the money you haven't received, but for the reversal that has already been guaranteed. Your gratitude accelerates the transition from the sign to the material reality. Do not allow the spirit of skepticism to rob you of the joy of this confirmation. This is the moment to press in with unwavering confidence. If you are moved to seal your faith with a substantial action, such as a focused $100 prophetic investment, the appearance of these signs confirms that your sacrifice was honored and the shield of fire is holding firm. Believe the signs. Your loss is undone. Confirm your belief in these signs. Write, "The reversal is done," in the comments to anchor this prophetic truth in your reality. Secret Code 3. The Covenant of Prophetic Gratitude, the Seal of Abundance. Hearken to the final, most crucial command. I, the sustainer of all wealth, now deliver Secret Code 3, which is not about getting the miracle, but about keeping the miracle. The Covenant of Prophetic Gratitude. You have navigated the alarm, reversed the loss through immediate action and triggered the wealth transfer. The enemy, though defeated in the first round, has one last desperate strategy: to steal your joy and pollute your perspective after the blessing arrives. They know that if they can make you quickly forget the miracle and return to the mindset of worry, the blessing will eventually leak away. I tell you this with the authority of the Almighty. The true and permanent seal of abundance on your finances is your willingness to give me thanks for the reversal before you see the physical evidence. Prophetic gratitude is the spiritual law that secures your harvest. It is a covenant you enter into with me, declaring that your trust is not in the material provision itself, but in me, the unchanging provider. This gratitude is not merely a polite thank you, it is a bold, future-oriented declaration that locks the financial gates against the spirit of loss forever. The power of prophetic gratitude. 1. It is an anti-theft mechanism. When you thank me for the money that is about to be transferred, you are spiritually sealing that transaction. Gratitude preemptively blocks the devourer from touching the incoming wealth. It is a protective layer, ensuring the reversal is permanent and not a temporary relief followed by another tragic loss. 2. It multiplies the return. Your thanks are a form of spiritual investment that increases the return on your faith seed. When you approach your new abundant season with a heart of perpetual thanks, I am compelled to entrust you with more, because I know the flow of wealth will not stop with you, but will continue to flow through you to bless others. Gratitude turns your increase into exponential multiplication. 3. It upholds the new identity. Prophetic gratitude forces you to live from the perspective of the heir, not the debtor. You thank me because you know the reversal is a done deal. This mindset shift is the permanent annulment of the old scarcity mentality. You are no longer reacting to lack. You are celebrating abundance. The most potent form of this gratitude is to act now, in this moment of tension, with the certainty of the outcome. I command you to perform an act of prophetic celebration. This could be a sacrifice of praise, a heartfelt testimony shared with someone, or a significant, joyful offering given specifically as a thank you for the reversal that is already manifesting in the unseen realm. If you were guided to sow a generous seed of faith, perhaps the $100 prophetic investment, as your immediate action, your covenant of prophetic gratitude must now confirm that seed. You must thank me for the fact that this seed was the catalyst for the entire turnaround. That second wave of gratitude ensures that the initial action was not just a desperate attempt, but a covenant signature. Do not wait for the bank statement to change. Do not wait for the phone call confirming the debt is canceled. Start thanking me now. Look at the date and time and decree, on this day, before the stroke of midnight, I thank the Lord my God for the instantaneous reversal of the tragic loss and the sealing of my abundance. This is your spiritual anchor. Your greatest breakthrough is always preserved by your deepest gratitude. Let your heart overflow, and you will find that the wealth I transfer to you is not only material, but brings with it a profound and lasting peace, the true seal of abundance. This final code is your assurance that this season of struggle will be your last. You are transitioning from the fear of loss to the joy of perpetual provision. Enter into the covenant now. Write, I seal my abundance with thanks, in the comments to secure your reversal and guarantee your permanent breakthrough. The destruction of the chains, the prophetic breaking of the family scarcity curse. Listen closely, for this battle is not just about your personal account. I, the generational redeemer, declare that the reversal of this tragic loss is the divinely appointed moment for the prophetic breaking of the family scarcity curse. The enemy's intention was to inflict a personal loss upon you, but their ultimate strategy is always to maintain the generational chain of scarcity. They want you to experience the same financial hardship your parents or grandparents endured. The cycle of debt, the close but not quite failures, the fear of retirement. This tragic loss was designed to be the link that sealed your fate to your family's history of poverty. But I tell you, you are the appointed one. You are the point of demarcation. This financial reversal is not just a breakthrough. It is a spiritual explosion that shatters the chains of your lineage forever. The reason I have revealed the secret codes to you, immediate action, wealth transfer, and prophetic gratitude, is so that your victory is massive, undeniable, and permanent. It must be so powerful that it creates a new financial bloodline starting with you. The family scarcity curse operates through 3 primary chains, and I command you to break them now. 1. The chain of inherited fear. This is the spiritual DNA that whispers in your mind, "It's too good to be true," or "Wealth doesn't last in our family." This chain is forged in the fear and bad financial decisions of those who came before you. I decree that the peace you felt, the first sign of reversal, is not just for you. It is a generational deliverance. You must consciously reject the fear of your ancestors and declare, "The curse stops here. I inherit the blessing of Abraham, not the debt of my lineage." 2. The chain of repetitive failure. This chain manifests as a pattern, succeeding greatly, only to fail at the exact same point as your father or mother did. It's the cycle of the loan that goes bad, the business that collapses at year 5, or the sudden, inexplicable loss. The tragic loss you are reversing right now was simply the latest iteration of this ancestral pattern. Your current act of prophetic sowing, secret code 2, is the material contradiction to this chain. When you sow in confidence where your family sowed in fear, you are physically breaking the pattern and establishing a new legacy of abundance. 3. The chain of mismanaged increase. The enemy is fine with you receiving small blessing. The curse is designed to operate when you receive big blessings. The tragic loss was intended to strike just as you were about to move into massive increase, ensuring that the wealth was either squandered, stolen, or lost through lack of wisdom. Your covenant of prophetic gratitude, secret code 3, breaks this chain. Gratitude brings wisdom, and wisdom ensures that your wealth is sustained, multiplied, and passed on to the next generation, establishing a blessing legacy, not a debt legacy. You must view the current financial reversal as the foundational cornerstone of your family's new wealth structure. Your victory is a prophetic message to your children and your descendants. We are not poor. We are not cursed. We are kingdom financiers. I command you to do this. Place your hand over your heart and consciously forgive every financial mistake made by your ancestors that led to this curse. Release the blame and embrace your role as the generational gatesman, the one who shuts the door on lack and opens the floodgates to wealth. The tragic loss is not a defeat. It is the final battle for your financial bloodline. Because you took action in faith, the curse has lost its legal jurisdiction over your name and your descendants. The wealth that I am transferring to you will not just fix your problem. It will become the inheritance that secures the next 5 generations of your family. The victory is not just yours. It is a prophetic inheritance claim for your entire future lineage. Accept your role as the generational chainbreaker. Right? I break the curse. I claim the blessing. In the comments to seal the new financial destiny for your family forever. The final decree of heaven, irrevocable protection, and the new season of wealth. The hour is late, and the battle has concluded. I, the Almighty, now issue the final decree of heaven over your life, a sovereign, irrevocable declaration that secures your prosperity and launches you into a new, unstoppable season of unprecedented wealth. You stood firm in the face of the enemy's terror. You activated the secret codes, the immediate action of faith, the law of wealth transfer, and the covenant of prophetic gratitude. Because of your radical, timely obedience, the tragic financial loss has not only been reversed, but it has been converted into the catalyst for your greatest breakthrough. This final decree is your assurance. It is the celestial stamp that confirms your victory is total, permanent, and beyond the reach of any future demonic scheme. You are now operating under a new, higher level of irrevocable protection. What does this final decree mean for your life moving forward? 1. Irrevocable protection on the source. I declare that the source of your income, your business, your career, your investments, and your skills is now guarded by a legion of provisionary angels. No economic downturn, no malicious competitor, and no sudden change in the market can touch the wellspring of your wealth. I am closing the doors that the enemy used to inflict loss. Your source is sealed, ensuring a perpetual flow of resources that defies human logic and economic forecast. 2. The new financial signature. Your identity has been upgraded in the spiritual economy. You are no longer known as the one who struggled, but as the steward of exponential increase. 3. This new signature attracts wealth, favor, and opportunity effortlessly. People will be drawn to you to invest, collaborate, and partner, simply because your spiritual atmosphere broadcasts abundance. Your words concerning your finances will carry the weight of my decree, turning declarations into immediate manifestations. 3. The shift into the season of overflow. This is not just a return to normal. This is an acceleration into your promised season of overflow. I am commanding the universe to empty its storehouses on your behalf. The wealth is coming not just to meet your needs, but to fund your dreams and finance. My kingdom projects through you. Expect the unexpected. Debt cancellation, sudden promotions, massive windfalls, and innovative ideas that generate vast revenue. Your capacity to receive is expanding exponentially. You will have more than enough to live generously, save securely, and sow strategically. The before-midnight urgency was not merely a threat. It was a prophetic graduation ceremony. I needed to see your immediate faith under pressure. You passed the test. Now, the season of intense financial warfare is over, and the season of effortless increase is beginning. You have demonstrated that you can be trusted with the wealth transfer. Now, I am entrusting you with the responsibility of abundance. Use this new wealth to be a blessing, to fund the good work, and to be a living testament to my power to reverse any tragedy. Do not hoard the blessing out of fear. Multiply it out of faith. I command you to live every day in the profound awareness of this final decree. Do not allow a single negative thought about your finances to take root, for it contradicts the irrevocable word I have spoken over you. The tragic loss is a distant memory, replaced by a testimony of unparalleled provision. Your part is simple. Receive this decree and walk in the confidence of an heir. Receive your irrevocable protection and abundance now. Write, "I receive the final decree," in the comments to anchor this permanent blessing in your life and step fully into your new season of wealth. Almighty God, I come before you now, not as a beggar seeking a temporary handout, but as an heir who has just executed your divine commands. I stand on the rock of your immutable word and lift my voice to seal the promises revealed in this urgent, prophetic message. I declare this prayer to be the final, irreversible action that converts the threat of tragic loss into a torrent of perpetual blessing. The activation of the master key and the annulment of debt, a prayer for identity and freedom. Heavenly Father, I thank you for the master key, the radical spiritual awakening that has defined my true worth. I stand in the full finished work of the cross, and I declare that every supposed karmic debt and every generational curse of scarcity is now legally and eternally annulled. I renounce the lie of unworthiness. I reject the spirit of inherited failure. I cancel every demonic lawsuit filed against my finances based on past mistakes, mine or my ancestors. I declare, my debt is annulled. My spiritual account is marked paid in full by the blood of the covenant. Therefore, I command the spirit of loss to lose its jurisdiction over my life. I am financially clean, spiritually clear, and irrevocably worthy of every blessing you have reserved for me. I am no longer defined by my deficits, but by your righteousness residing within me. I decree that I am a child of abundance, and poverty has no inheritance in my bloodline. This spiritual annulment is total and permanent, effective immediately. Seketu, the execution of secret code. 1. Immediate action and the shield of fire, a prayer for authority. Lord, I thank you for the revelation of secret code. 1. The principle of immediate action. I confess that in the face of fear, I chose swift obedience and acted on your instruction. I declare that my act of faith, my prophetic seed sown in this urgent hour, has fully activated the shield of fire around my entire financial domain. I declare, I activate the shield. I command this shield of fire to repel every devourer and financial predator seeking to execute the tragic loss. I declare that the transaction of tragedy cannot be completed. The deadlines of men are subject to the decrees of heaven. I command every evil hand that was reaching for my inheritance to wither and retreat. This shield is impenetrable, forged by my faith and your power. I thank you that the shield of fire has sanctified my remaining resources and turned my defense into a dominant offense. My seed is now speaking louder than my fear, and the force of my obedience is now crushing the plan of the enemy. Third, the harnessing of Kairos, time and the coded message, a prayer for acceleration and wisdom. Lord, I thank you for the mystery of the celestial clocks and the opening of my 24-hour Kairos window for turnaround. I declare that I am operating under your accelerated timeline, where decades of blessing can manifest in an instant. I command the delays to cease and the setbacks to reverse. I declare, Kairos is now. I take the coded message, Psalm 34:10, and embed it into the fabric of my financial reality. I proclaim, the young lions suffer want and hunger, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. I seek you, Lord, and therefore lack is legally impossible for me. I command the spirit of lack to be replaced by the abundance of Jehovah Jireh. I decree that your wisdom guides me, and the clarity needed to handle this reversal is mine. I thank you for the angel of wisdom who is delivering the exact steps I need to take right now. 5. The execution of secret code. 2. The law of wealth transfer, a prayer for manifestation. Father, I embrace the identity of the unexpected sower and activate secret code 2, the law of wealth transfer. I declare that this imminent tragic loss is merely the placeholder for a massive surge of unexpected wealth. I command the wealth unjustly accumulated and held captive by the wicked to be legally and spiritually rerouted and transferred into my possession. I declare, I am the unexpected sower. I command the transfer angels to move with lightning speed, mobilizing divine helpers and compelling financial institutions to release what is rightfully mine. I command the hidden treasure, the forgotten connection, the unused talent, the old debt, to be revealed and released immediately. I look away from the deficit and look toward the overwhelming surplus you have decreed. The amount the enemy sought to steal will be multiplied and returned, for I am a steward of kingdom wealth, and I am ready to receive the magnitude of this transfer. V. The witness of faith and the breaking of generational chains, a prayer for legacy. Lord, I recognize the power of my invisible witness, the persistent faith that silently blocked the attack. I refuse to yield to doubt. I declare that the reversal is done. The signs are manifesting, the anxiety is lifting, the opponents are faltering, and the clear solution is forming in my mind. I declare, I break the curse. I claim the blessing. I accept my role as the generational gatesman. I declare that the family scarcity curse is shattered by the force of my obedience and your intervention. I establish a new, perpetual financial bloodline of health, wealth, and abundance for myself and for my children's children. This victory is not temporary. It is the foundational cornerstone of an everlasting legacy of increase. The chains are broken, and the flow of poverty is stopped forever. 6. The execution of secret code. 3. The covenant and final decree, a prayer for security and permanence. Heavenly Father, I now activate secret code 3, the covenant of prophetic gratitude. I thank you not just for the money, but for the irrevocable protection and the final decree you have issued over my life. I thank you for the permanent sealing of my abundance. I declare, I seal my abundance with thanks. I thank you that I am now entering a new season of unstoppable wealth and effortless increase. I declare that the source of my income is irrevocably protected. I receive my new financial signature as the steward of exponential increase. I declare that the tragic loss is fully reversed, multiplied, and replaced by overwhelming, sustained provision. The war is won, the decree is final, and my prosperity is sealed by the power of my thanks. I receive the final decree. In the mighty name of the Creator, I declare this prayer successful, the reversal complete, and my new season of wealth established. Encouragement and final call to action. My beloved child, the 13,000-word prophetic journey has reached its culmination. The word has been spoken, the codes have been activated, and the final decree is issued. Your part now is simple. Walk in the confidence of this reversal. Stop talking about the problem and start celebrating the solution. You are protected, provided for, and positioned for a massive breakthrough that will shock your enemies and astound your friends. Do not let this powerful word end with you. If this message has ignited your faith and confirmed the coming reversal, share this video right now. Be a conduit for the same divine protection and financial breakthrough for others. To anchor this entire journey of faith and seal the final decree in your life, make one last powerful declaration in the comments. Write Amen to confirm that you have received this word and that your financial tragedy is now irreversible victory. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because the next message will reveal how to manage and multiply the massive wealth transfer you are about to receive. Hear the closing echo of the heavenly court. I, your provider and protector, have delivered the entire strategic plan for your deliverance. The journey of 13,000 words has served as your spiritual boot camp, transforming you from a target of loss into an unstoppable titan of abundance. This is not merely the end of a message. It is the definitive closure of your season of struggle and the glorious commencement of your destiny in perpetual prosperity. The prophetic decree has been issued, and the 3 secret codes are fully activated in your life. Stop replaying the trauma of the past. Stop fearing the deadlines that have already been annulled. The midnight hour, which the enemy planned as your hour of demise, has now been consecrated as the dawn of your new financial reality. You are standing on the threshold of a breakthrough so overwhelming that it will silence every critic and humble every foe who whispered that your God would not show up for you. The assurance of the unseen victory. I want to reinforce this crucial truth. The tragic loss you faced is now a canceled check in the spirit realm. The delay you might experience in the physical manifestation is merely the time it takes for the tangible world to align with the settled decree of the celestial world. Have faith in the gap. Do not let the temporary visibility of the old problem overshadow the permanent reality of your new wealth. The signs have been given: the lifting of anxiety, the faltering of the adversary, the burst of wisdom. These were your advance notice. Trust the signs more than the sight of your eyes. The shield of fire. Secret code 1. Immediate action is now so bright around your assets that it is blinding the forces of darkness. They cannot touch what is yours. The law of wealth transfer. Secret code 2. Unexpected sour is in full effect. Your bank account is now a magnet, not a drain. And the covenant of prophetic gratitude, secret code 3, has sealed this blessing, guaranteeing that this increase will be multiplied, managed wisely, and used to fund the advancement of my kingdom in the earth. You are not just getting rich, you are becoming a financial pillar for a new era of global blessing. Your charge, stewardship, and legacy. Your victory is not just personal, it is prophetic. You are now a generational chain breaker who has liberated your descendants from the curse of scarcity. Therefore, your responsibility now is to embrace the mantle of excellent stewardship. 1. Stewardship of the mind. Never again allow the language of poverty to contaminate your thoughts or your mouth. When the enemy tries to send an old worry, immediately counter with the coded message. Psalm 34:10. Your mind is the most valuable asset I have given you. Protect it with the fierce certainty of your guaranteed abundance. 2. Stewardship of the wealth. The wealth coming to you must be handled with divine wisdom. Do not spend recklessly out of past deprivation. Invest wisely, save strategically, and give radically. Let your prosperity be known by your generosity. Your overflow must become the seed for the next person's miracle. The purpose of your wealth is to finance the Great Commission and bring light to the dark places of the earth. 3. Stewardship of the testimony. Your life is now a living miracle. When people ask you how you overcame the tragic loss, do not give credit to luck or human effort. Give full glory to the power of the prophetic word and the activation of the secret codes. Your testimony is the fuel that ignites faith in others. Tell your story loudly. The final encouragement: no more retreat. I charge you now with the spirit of absolute confidence. Never retreat to a mindset of lack. The wealth transfer is permanent. The protection is irrevocable. The tragedy is reversed. Walk away from this moment with your head held high, knowing that the most powerful force in the universe, my love and my provision, is your ultimate guarantor. Every step you take from this moment forward is on sacred, prosperous ground. Live generously, fearlessly, and gratefully. The spiritual battle is over. Go forth and manifest the abundance I have decreed. The charge to action: expanding the kingdom voice. My beloved friends, if this powerful 13,000-word journey through the prophetic word has touched your life, confirmed your reversal, and transformed your destiny, you have a sacred duty to ensure this life-changing message reaches every corner of the earth. This channel is a powerful conduit for the prophetic voice, and every time you engage, you become a partner in this ministry of revelation and reversal. I am calling you now to seal your partnership with a 3-part action that will instantly expand the reach of this divine message. 1. Seal your covenant with a comment. You have sealed your personal breakthrough throughout this video. Now, seal your commitment to my kingdom. Write 100K partner in the comments right now to affirm your belief that this channel must reach the next level of influence. Let's make a prophetic declaration together for the next phase of impact. 2. Become a channel partner. If you have received this word and believe in the power of this prophetic revelation, I call upon you to join the mission. We are on a divine assignment to reach 100,000 subscribers and spread these life-altering secret codes globally. If this message has touched your heart, I command you to subscribe to this channel now. Do not hesitate. Your subscription is a spiritual investment that validates and amplifies this voice in the digital wilderness. 3. Prophetic sharing. Your 3 seeds. Your breakthrough is a seed that must be sown into the lives of others. Think of the 3 people in your life who are currently struggling under a threat of tragic loss, who need an urgent prophetic warning, or who are desperate for a financial reversal. I command you to share this video with exactly 3 friends or family members right now. This act of sharing is a spiritual act of generosity, ensuring that the same shield of fire and wealth transfer that came to you is immediately released into their lives. Your sharing is their deliverance. Your subscription is the next step in this global prophetic movement. Do this now. Subscribe, share with 3, and write 100K partner to claim your place in this massive expansion of the kingdom's voice. Go and walk in your wealth. Be blessed, be a blessing, and I will see you in the next revelation.